Howdy! Why did I rise? It's like a coffin. I'm not a vampire. How are we all doing to get to today? And how is the sound? Let me know how the sound is. Why does everyone watch shows I've never seen? I don't know. I can't answer that, I'm afraid. That's definitely a journey of your own, especially when I don't know your taste, I'm afraid. Evan J. Sims, have you watched the Oscars? I saw bits. It looked sad. It looked really sad. It was weird. I wasn't too fussed about who had won because I'd not even seen most of the stuff, but I was glad that Daniel won something. That was awesome. That was really good. Kind of disappointed that Soul won Best Animated Feature, not because I dislike Soul. I'm just tired of Disney films always winning Best Animated Feature. I'm just tired of it. I want a change of pace. But usually I don't even care about the Oscars, so whatever. And as far as we know, based on leaks, the Academy doesn't really care about the animated films themselves. So yeah, it's not a huge deal. Evan J. Sims, just wondering, why aren't you reviewing Dark Crystal Age of Resistance next month on Puppet Panic? Yes, because I told you my Puppet Panic schedule on a Patreon Q&A. What happened was that when I ended up having to delay Mothra vs. Godzilla, that pushed the schedule forward a bit, so everything's a bit different now. So yeah, that explains things. Goji fan, hi Jam, how are things going? They're fine. I've started work on my Jambareeqi Orange video on Howl's Moving Castle, so I've been getting on with that. And something very special today, as you can see on the big, huge banner. It is the birthday of my channel artist, Leo Mitchell, who designed my current avatar and loads of thumbnails. Let me show you some of the thumbnails she's done. So we've got Empire Strikes Back, beautiful. And then we got the one for Lion King 3, perfect. What else is there? There's the Spider-Man 2 one. She's absolutely brilliant. So it'd be really awesome if you could all make her birthday special today by following her on Twitter. Her Twitter link is on screen at the moment. Feel free to send her a birthday message. She really loves Doc Ock from Spider-Man. So consider that. She just loves octopuses in general. So if you can send her a picture of an octopus, she'll love it. So yeah, that'd be really nice if you could all do that for her. Saint Fasuto, what is the funniest joke you have ever been told? I have the memory of a goldfish, but I can't remember half the jokes I've been told. I'm sorry, I can't remember any of them off the top of my head. Trying to find the next question. Otis fan, what is your favourite uneventful film? Oh, that's pretty much a load of my favourite films. Because I'm a slice of life fan, I tend to go for films where nothing really happens and it embraces the mundane nothingness. Because I don't like films where nothing happens and it thinks it's telling a story. And it's trying to convince the audience there's a story and there's something serious happening. It's like, no, it's not. But when you embrace the uneventfulness, I love it. I think Ghibli can be pretty good at that with things like My Neighbors the Yamadas or things along those lines, or Only Yesterday. See, I'll go with most Ghibli films are really good examples of uneventful movies that are done really well. Listener room is now still watching your MK video, so my sound is off right now. Ah, right, okay. I hope folks enjoyed that video, by the way. It took me longer than I thought to get that done. YojiFan13, would you agree that 2D animation doesn't age as much as CGI animation? Yes, I would definitely agree with that. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. But to be fair, it's because technology is advancing compared to 2D. 2D doesn't need to advance. It's always been fine as it is. But CGI relies on some kind of technological progression. So obviously it would get to a stage where a lot of things in CGI history has not held up, like Mortal Kombat 1995. Cameron Bond, my first question is, my family said I should watch Friends. I have never seen it. I'm curious why you're not a fan. I like them, though. I like the theme, though. I'd rather not get into it, to be honest, because, like, I just don't like it. I'll say that, like, very nostalgic to me. It's, I remember watching my family every Friday, so my dislike towards it doesn't come from nowhere. It's just a gradual thing. I've rewatched it for you. This is not funny anymore. It's not aged very well. A lot of problematic elements there. A lot of jokes that are like, that's not funny. Yeah, it's just, I just don't like it. And a lot of the characters are just terrible people as well, particularly Ross. So yeah, I'm just not a fan. If you like it, all power to you. I can't watch it anymore, which disappoints me because when I was a teenager, Friends was one of my comfort shows. Because British TV used to like air marathons of Friends all day, and I remember going for some really downer times, just throwing Friends and just enjoyed it. But now I can't watch a whole episode without feeling a bit uncomfortable. Trying to find where I am now. But boy, which animation studio is part of your childhood? Aardman. Very much Aardman. When you're in Britain, Aardman is like our Disney, so it's very special. Evan J. Sims, keep in mind the Academy only focuses on the most prominent animated features for that category. They do, but they also included Wolfwalkers. There was an opportunity there to just do something completely different rather than bowing down to Disney. Again, this is nothing against Soul. I'm tired. I'm just tired of it. It's predictable now. It's always like a mega mainstream film that wins Best Animated Feature. Very, very rarely is it something foreign or independent. So yeah, and foreign and independent films do end up being nominated too. Autistifan, what is a comedy film you liked more for its story and characters rather than its jokes and gags? Ooh, that's a good one, but I can't think. I feel like I've seen one recently that's a good example of that. What was it? Damn it! I can't think. I don't know. What was it now? That's a really hard one to answer. That really is. Let me just Google a bunch of like comedy films and see if any click with me and fit that category. Let's have a look. I'm not really getting anything at the moment. No. A film I didn't find funny but enjoyed the story and characters. I can't... No, off the top of my head, that these are all films that I do find funny and I enjoy the story and characters. No, sorry. I really can't. Maybe... Oh, no. I'm sorry, I can't think of any. I feel like I did, but... Imperial, do you know the movie Little Caesar? It sounds familiar. Can remember what it's about. Cameron Blythe, my favourite thumbnail is Spider-Man and Lion King. Yeah, her thumbnails are flipping awesome. So again, everyone that's joined the stream, right? Can we all follow my thumbnail artist, Leo Mitchell? It's her birthday today. She's 26. If you can head over to her Twitter, twitter.com/LeoIllustration, and follow her, and consider sending her a happy birthday message and maybe a picture of an octopus, because she loves octopi. Like cheese, what is your least favourite film you have ever reviewed? I would say, in hindsight, it's most likely a disaster movie. Purple Boy, favourite alcohol? Anything that's cocktail, anything that tastes tropical. Anything that like makes me feel like I'm on holiday again. Goes from 13. I remember in a previous stream you said the plot to Who Shot Mr. Burns should have been the Simpsons movie. So if it was, would it have been a good idea to have Sideshow Bob in a Hannibal Lecter role, helping the character solve the crime? I like that. That would have been really interesting. And like maybe make him a red herring as well. Like maybe he's one of the suspects, even though he's helping. They're kind of like That sounds cool. Social Shock Daddy, since you like mundanity, do you like the royal family? I remember it. I don't remember being a fan of it when it was, because it was airing when I was like a kid. and I remember not getting it. But when I've revisited clips, I'm like, yeah, this is my jam. This is my jam. Just watching a family sing around. That's, to me, I like that. I have a lot of friends that are like, ugh, with my slice of life tastes. What is fun? What is a movie that you think is well made but wasn't made for you? I don't know. I don't know. It's rare. It's rare that that's happened for me, I'm afraid. Well made, but wasn't made for me. I don't know, because I like a lot of things. I'm open to a lot of things, so it's like most things are kind of made for me anyway. Like I like every single genre. I like every kind of thing. I have preferences, but there's nothing where I feel like no. There's a lot of things that are badly made, and they're made for me. Because I love my campy trash. I'm sorry again, I'm really sorry, but I can't think off the top of my head. Curse Monster, have you seen My Life as a Courgette? It's stop motion if you're interested. I have, and there's a review of it on my channel. I want to revisit that, actually. You've reminded me, I want to watch that again. I remember really liking that. San Francisco, what is your favourite stop motion feature film? Ooh, that's a good one. But what is it? Let me Google to remember some stop motion films. It says the stop motion filmmaker. Stop motion films. Okay, let's have a look. I'm kind of leaning to maybe Coraline. Yeah, looking at all these, I'm probably going to say Coraline. I don't think there's any other stop motion film that I like more than Coraline. Nope. I'm looking all over, so I'm going to stick with Coraline. Back to chat. Where am I in chat? Oh, here we go. Nick Sheets. I had to take a break from the weight loss the last 2 or 3 days, but fortunately I'm still 24 pounds, which is where I am at before I started the break. Well done. Well done. Very proud of you. Really proud of you. We're all proud of you. I have to commend you as well, because I've been doing terrible with my diet and exercise. I promised myself I'd get better, but like I've been so busy that I've not really thought about it. Whoa, where am I? Okay, Pep Boy, favorite movie review. Do you mean a review I've made or a review in general? Autistic Fan, I know this is late to ask, but how has copper affected you? It hasn't. I feel like I was worrying over nothing. It really hasn't. Nothing's really changed. Nothing. The scare around it and like the hype behind it, I think was like worse than what actually happened after. Which is a shame, because I had to give up my Christmas to like sort that out. Some water. Howdy, Jambareeqi. Have you heard of Young Ones and Bottom and Grim Tales and British shows of Rick Mail? Drop Fred is awful though. I love Drop Dead Fred. And the thing. Here's the thing. I forgot what it's called. There's a show. I think it's called It Wasn't That Bad. So there's, what's it called? Yeah. So there's a show called It Wasn't That Bad, hosted by Brandon Hardesty. See if I can get like a picture of it up. No, I'm not going to, because it's terrifying. So there's a show called It Wasn't That Bad on YouTube. It's really, really good, because like the guy who hosts it, Brandon Hardesty, goes back to films that were critically slammed and reevaluates them and says, hey, hang on, look, I know the problems, I can see the flaws, but there's some really cool stuff here. And he did Drop Dead Fred, and his review completely changed my opinion on Drop Dead Fred. Originally it was just a nostalgic film, but then when I saw his review, I was like, whoa. Drop Dead Fred, yes, it has its problems, but when it does something really well, it does it really well. Really, really well. And there was a lot of potential there, which is why I consider doing a fan film sequel, because there, like I said, there's stuff there. the stuff there. Thank you for following Warrior Eagle 0707. But yes, Rick Mail, huge, massive fan. He's always been a huge inspiration to my comedy. Yeah, I really adore him. Young Ones and Bottom were a big part of my childhood as well. But boy, it's been warm, hasn't it? Not as warm as before. Today's been alright. Good fan, have you heard about Mel Gibson being removed from Chicken Run 2 because of his many controversies? I have, and that's good. Evan J. Sims, what do you expect Jambareeqi? It's Pixar, the flawless animated studio, excluding Cars 2. I don't know what you're talking about, sorry. Autism fan, what is your favourite mystery anime other than Death Note? I'm doing a lot of Googling today to remember things. I'm really bad at remembering stuff. Paranoia Agent. Love Paranoia Agent. I'm going to go with Paranoia Agent by Satoshi Kon. It's been a while since I saw it, but I remember really getting into that. Like the atmosphere of it and the stories being told. It's sick. It's dope. Gotta give a shout out to Paranoia Agent. Goji Fan 13. What country would you like to see do a Godzilla film? Ooh. I know this is probably obvious, but Korea. I'd like, especially the director of The Host, I'd like to see him try to do Godzilla. Like, take his style of filmmaking, his sense of humor, and apply it to Godzilla. That would be really fascinating. It's probably a very obvious one to go with, but yeah, I'd go with that. Mr. Imperial, would you be interested in doing a top 5 best and worst Dr. Seuss movies, since there are literally 5 of them? Same with for Leica movies. Like I've said before, I stopped doing top 5 best and worst movies. I think I finished doing them in, I think it was 2019. Cameron Blythe, who is an animated character you look up to even as an adult? For me, it's TJ from Recess, Arnold from Hey Arnold, and Danny from Cats Don't Dance. Oh, I've got a few and I can't remember what they were. What were they? I was talking to people about this the other day. I can't remember what it was. There was a character that I really idolize. What is it? I'm gonna have to Google this, aren't I? Right, animated characters. I don't know. A character I idolize. Off the top of my head, I'm really struggling. I'm probably just gonna go something obvious and say Goofy, just because he's just a really kind. He's really kind, really thoughtful, and even though he's clumsy, he means incredibly well, and he is capable of improving and changing as a person and as a father. So yeah, I definitely look up to him. Whoop, let's move that over here. Autism fan, what is a movie you really like, but if you had to review it, you won't have much to say about it? Oh, I've got too many of those. I got way too many of those. I'm trying to remember some of them. Maybe Basketball. Basketball, it's this 90s sports comedy starring Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park. And, like, it's so dumb, and there's nothing I could really say about it. But I love it because it's so stupid. It's just a really ridiculous film. And like I remember watching with friends, having a really great time. So I'm gonna go with Basketball. Goji Fan 13. If I ever get my Fox spy graphic novel series off the ground, do you think it would be something up your alley? I'm up for anything, honestly. I give anything a chance. It's how I experience new things. I don't like putting things off just because it's not in my comfort zone. I like to like stretch out and look at stuff that I wouldn't usually watch. I love it. I really do love it. It's one of the fun things about like getting people to vote for things that for me to review sometimes. because then it pushes me to review something I wouldn't review. I like it. I like being surprised. It's like, I've got to do that. I'm like, right, okay. I smell cheese. What is your biggest guilty pleasure? Do you mean by film or activity, or I'm not? If you mean my guilty pleasure movie, what was it? Why is my memory so awful today? What's my favorite guilty pleasure movie? I remember what it was, and I can't remember what it was. I swear I had it, and I feel like some people in chat can probably remember better than me. Guilty pleasure film. What is it? What was it? I have loads, and they're all gone. I do want to do a video on them, though. I remember doing one before, but I feel like I want to update it. Oh, Seed of Chucky. That's definitely one of my biggest guilty pleasures. Mr. Imprilla, how do you like Eric Idle? I respect him as a comedian, not as a person. Pebble Boy, first country abroad. The first country I went abroad to was Singapore, but that's because me and my family, when I was about 4 or 5, travelled to Australia to visit my extended relatives. I have a lot of extended relatives that are Australian, so we went all the way to Australia, but along the way, we stopped in Singapore. So Singapore was technically my first ever holiday, even though I was there for like a day or two. What is fine? Are you familiar with Mr. Bean? Oh, definitely. Mr. Bean is huge in the UK. Absolutely huge. Everyone loves Mr. Bean over here. Yeah, I adore Mr. Bean. I think Rowan Atkinson's approach to the character is absolutely brilliant and genius. Go from 13. What is your favourite Monty Python song? Galaxy Song. I love the Galaxy Song. I love it to bits. But that's because I have a thing for like synth songs that are like, and I have a thing for like anything that's existential or like mind blowing. So I kind of love it the most. And I just love Terry Gilliam's visuals, and it's just great. It's probably the best bit of Meaning of Life. Mr. Imprelli, in your Wallace and Gromit short reviews, you complained about Wallace not defending Gromit in court. While time constraints were involved with this issue, there's also the fact that Wallace lacked any proof to help his friend. I'm afraid that when it comes to like my old reviews, there's nothing I can really say, because I don't remember half the stuff, and I don't go back to them. So yeah, I'd say whenever you're watching my older reviews, take it with a pinch of salt, because I'd most likely have a different opinion nowadays. I look at films completely different nowadays. Curse Monster, have you seen the film version of the musical Chicago? I have, but it was a very, 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 very long time ago. Lisa Rimsey, if you could be instantly talented at something without any practice, what would it be? Singing. I'm wanting to get better at singing. I really am. I genuinely want to be a legit singer. Make my own songs and all that stuff, and make my own music videos. So yeah, I want to get good at singing. So Shucks Daddy, do you feel like The Were-Rabbit was a bit too Hollywood-esque compared to the short films? Not really, particularly when Were-Rabbit is kind of inspired by like Hammer horror and that kind of stuff. Yes and no, and like the whole vegetable thing is incredibly British too, and nah. In compared to the shorts are still kind of a bit Hollywood as well, particularly Close Shave. Not Close Shave, sorry. Wrong Trousers. I've lost my place in chat. Goes on Fan 13. Which dark children's movie, along the veins of Return to Oz, Dark Crystal, The Witches, etc., do you think is too scary for kids? I'd say most of those films could be, to be honest. I can't think of any others. No. But you gotta remember that, like, most kids' movies didn't scare me as a kid. It was mainly adult horror films that scared me as a kid. Or, things that weren't supposed to be scary. Like, I've done a whole video about it, top 6 childhood traumas. Which is fun. Would you rather have a film that is paced too slow or too fast, and why? Ooh, that's tricky. See, my worst feeling is being bored, but something too fast can make you feel bored as well. I feel like maybe fast, because then it's at least digestible, and you feel like it's going to be over soon. With slow, there's a bit of painfulness to the monotony. So, yeah. Gamma Blythe, did you grow up with Kevin and Perry? I remember it being funny. I did grow up with Kevin and Perry. I watched Kevin and Perry Go Large a lot as a kid. But I highly doubt the movie's held up very well. The sketches are brilliant. The sketches are great. One of my favorite, two of my favorite Kevin Perry sketches would be the one where he's doing car washing, and the one where Perry comes back with like a Manchester accent. Oh, and the one where Kevin becomes a teenager for the first time. That one's so good. For those who don't know, Kevin and Perry is like they're these characters. These British like sketch characters, they're like exaggerations of British teenagers. They're really funny. Where am I? I never know where I'm in chat. Someone Water, you can make a good movie out of the premise of Drop Dead Fred, so if anyone's going to remake it. I don't think I'd remake it. My idea, and I pitched this, but nobody's interested, because no one's seen that Brandon Hardesty video on Drop Dead Fred, so they don't know why I'm inspired to make a Drop Dead Fred fan film. Because after I saw that video, I was like, oh, I want to take that somewhere. My idea would be to you know that little girl at the end of Drop Dead Fred? I thought it'd be interesting if I made a fan film about Fred's relationship with that little girl. Make a story out of that. Especially when my best friend Miranda, her daughter looks like that little girl. Like, really close. So, yeah. But I doubt I'd ever make it because time and everyone would be confused when I'm doing a Drop Dead fan film. Good fan. What is the name of the guy who did the Drop Dead Fred video? Brandon Hardesty. He is an actor and YouTuber. He is best known for doing the IMDb show something Spotlights, but it's got a different name now called Supporting Actors Spotlight or something. Yeah, Brandon Harsty's stuff is brilliant, and it wasn't that bad. It's a really good show. Or just fine. Do you like to dance with or without a partner? I love dancing. I adore dancing. I love it. I'll dance for no reason. I always love to dance. It's a form of expression. I'm a very expressive person. Hi Jam, sorry review of Teen Titans Season 5 before I watched any of the episodes and saw that you mentioned the season had an origin episode, which I watched first, so I would like to thank you. Cheers! Again, these are things that I don't really remember. Either I'm getting too old, or I've just not watched my old videos enough. Mr. Imperelli, what is your favourite Michael Pena role? Can remind me who he is. Warrior Eagle, do you prefer UK Magic Roundabout or USA Magic Roundabout? UK without a doubt. The USA Magic Roundabout is awful. Awful. When you watch the USA one, you begin to appreciate the UK one way more. Autistic fan, how would you rank the three Lord of the Rings films? Okay, so this is based on what I would do. Okay, I know it's not going to be like the popular one, but I would go first place, Fellowship of the Ring, second place, Return of the King, third place, Two Towers. I feel like Fellowship of the Ring works the best as like a standalone film. And it just appeals to me the most because it's got the most relaxing kind of like moments. There's more character building. It's got an uplifting, optimistic tone, while also having a few dark moments. So yeah, Mr. Prole, have ever seen Downton Abbey? No, my mum loves it to bits. My mum watches it all the time. She loves her British period dramas. She absolutely adores them because she's a bit of a history buff. She's constantly researching British history, and she's also researched my family's history. We have like a family tree that goes back to like the 13th or 12th kind of generation. I don't know, very far back. like centuries back, really, really far back. She keeps working on it all the time. Thank you for following I Smell Cheese. So yeah, she's been following. So yeah, she's got a family tree, and I think I mentioned this before, but in the family tree, she found out that we're the descendants of a bishop to the king, and someone made a movie, and that bishop was a character in the movie, and John Hurt played him. I want to do a video about that. Go13, have you heard of director Werner Herzog? He was crazy enough to pull a gun on an actor that was being difficult. I know lots about Werner Herzog. I've not seen that many of his films, though. I've mainly seen documentaries about his work and about him, because I find him so fascinating. I've mainly seen films where he's an actor in it as well, like Julian Donkey Boy and stuff like that. But yeah, I love Werner Herzog. The stories about him are incredibly entertaining, and he's got a brilliant voice, and he's just very fascinating. And a lot of the films I've seen of his, they're really damn good. Really, really good. Gojfam13, would you also like Britain, Germany, and Russia to give their takes on Godzilla? I guess. I don't know what to really pitch with Germany or Russia. Britain would be hilarious. I would like an Edgar Wright's Godzilla with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. I want that. That'll be so good. What's his name? Why do you like Todd in the Showers despite similarities with a YouTuber that shall not be named? I don't know what that's on about, sorry. I like Todd's music reviews, that's all I'll say. I'm not going to get into YouTube drama, okay? Whenever someone tries to steer things towards that direction, I like to avoid it. I like these streams to be chill and cool. I don't like getting into arguments about personalities or who's bickering, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, people come to these streams to relax, and I want to give people that comfort. Where am I in chat? Emma J. Sims, just curious, what is your status for your review of Howl's Moving Castle? I'm currently watching it. I had to pause it so I could do the stream, but like I'm currently watching it at the moment. Managed in 1998, King Kong would be the kaiju mascot of Godzilla, would be the kaiju mascot. Oh, I get this. So King Kong would be the kaiju mascot of the USA, Godzilla would be the kaiju mascot of Japan. Is there a monster that would represent the UK? There is, I can't remember what it was called. We do have our own Godzilla, but nobody remembers or knows him. Because there are a bunch of like classic monster films we made, but like they're very obscure. We're not really known for our monster films, if I'm honest. Gorgo, that's it. Gorgo. Cameron Blythe, have you played the Ratchet & Clank games? I'm excited about the new game coming out. I've not played it. I watched my brother playing it when I was younger, but that's it. I never actually played it myself. Cameron Blythe, Basketball is a great movie. One of my favourite comedies. It's hilarious, just because it's so dumb. Purple Boy, you almost finished Ace Attorney. Yes, 2 more streams and my Phoenix Wright game will be complete. And I'll be putting up a poll for the next game we'll be playing. I've already been working on the poll. Which is fine. What's your favourite live-action film from between the 1920s and 1960s? Oh, I'm sorry, that's a very broad question. I don't know how to answer that. That opens up so many films I'd have to go through. Sorry. Evan Jason's, what Disney or Pixar character do you think has the most potential for their own spin-off series? Disney or Pixar. Let me have a look at... Remind me some Disney characters. There's so many. Let's have a look. I don't know, because there's so many characters where I feel like, yeah, you should be supporting. So I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, you know what'd be really cool? I would love a sitcom starring Hades and Meg. I'd love it so much. Because everyone always queer codes Hades as like the gay best friend, and you got Meg dealing with all the men, and like that'd be so good. You got Pain and Panic as like their pets, and like it's like their roomies in the underworld. Oh, I want that. Same for Sue, did you still mistake bananas for pineapples? Oh, that really old terrible video I did at random when I was a student. No, let's forget that. GojiFan13, since you're a fan of Japanese cinema, have you seen Love Letter? It was apparently very acclaimed at the time. Love Letter sounds familiar. Let me take a look. Spell letter correctly, James. Come on. Love Letter. Okay. Oh, it's a 1995 film. It doesn't ring any bells. I'll definitely keep it in mind, though. Definitely. I have my watch list for Japanese films at the moment is huge, though. I smell cheese. Cedar Truck is not terrible. It's not good as saying, but I will respect people's opinions. Evan J. Sims, why don't you like Eric Idle as a human being? Socialist York's daddy is always very good at explaining why certain celebrities are problematic. Better than me. If you're still there, Socialist York's daddy, you'd be probably able to chip in. What is Van? Have you seen any Alfred Hitchcock films? I have, and I've only seen Psycho. That's the only one I've seen. I know I should see others, but that's the only one I've seen, I'm afraid. Mine's 1998. In Aquaman, how would you rank Orm and Black Manta? I don't know what you mean by rank, sorry. GoJoFan13, what British property would you like Japanese filmmakers to take a crack at, and which Japanese filmmakers would you like to do it? You know, it'd be really cool. A Takeshi Miike remake of Shaun of the Dead. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be crazy. I'm not sure how well the British culture would translate over to Japan, but it'd be really interesting to see his take on that. Where am I in chat? Cameron Blythe, what's your review of Cats Don't Dance? I'm guessing you have a different views on it now, but I really like Danny as a character, and so yeah, it's been ages since I've seen Cats Don't Dance, so again, any of my old videos, take it with a pinch of salt. Imson Proley, how do you feel about Peter Capaldi? I love Peter Capaldi. What have I seen him in now? I'm trying to remember. I remember really liking him in Skins. He was great in Skins. So yeah, I really like him. He's very funny, but also a very good dramatic actor too. Autistic Fan, what are your favourite shows to watch as a child? Too many, like Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Hey Arnold, Wild Thornberrys, Ace Lightning, Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Rancher, Shaman King, Con Captain Sakura, Sailor Moon. I could go on forever. There's so many. GoFan13, just thought I'd mention that Peter Sallis was in a Hammer House werewolf movie. Oh, you know what? I'm telling Leo that. She loves werewolves and she loves Wallace and Gromit. So she's gonna love that. Oh, what's it called? Let me know what it's called. I Smell Cheese. What is the most campiest and cheesiest film you've ever saw? But that's my diet! I watch campy trash. I can't think which is the one out of them all that's like that. I don't know. Probably the whole John Waters catalogue. The campiest and cheesiest, though. Campiest and cheesiest. I really don't know, sorry. Probably Descendants. Probably Descendants. Purple Boy, favourite London landmark? I'm not really that big on London, to be honest. Every time I've gone down, I've been like, okay. Plus, I have really bad memories of London Underground. I really hate London Underground. So there's nothing really off the top of my head that I particularly like. Which is fine. Do you find it hard to separate the art from the artist? Why or why not? Because I can't separate them because they're connected. No matter how I look at it, they're connected, they're associated, and I can't split that apart. Yeah, I can't distract my mind from that. I really can't. I can't look at it any other way. It's hard to explain. It's just a gut feeling. Animation's Twitch, the teenager one is an absolute gem. Oh, are you talking about Kevin Perry? Yeah, it's so good. Everyone needs to go and watch Kevin and Perry. Especially where Kevin turns into a teenager for the first time. It's so good. So good. Kubadoo, who was your favourite British character in American media, if you can think of one? Everyone's trying to make me remember things and it hurts my brain. Favourite British character in American media? I can't think of any, because every time you steal our actors, you change their accents. British character in American media. I can't think. If you can give me some examples, I can say what I think of them, but Tom man, I can't think. Lisa Rimsey, Mancurian, Penny is great. I love when Kevin can't do the accent. Alright, Parker. Autistic fan, have you seen the Hamilton movie? And if not, are you interested in seeing it? I have seen it. I talk about it in one of the Jambareeqi sandwich podcasts. I remember really enjoying it, really getting into it. Good from 13. If Drop Dead Freight was to be remade, who would be good in the title role? Ooh, I don't know. Because an obvious answer would be Greg Davis, because he played Rick's son in a sitcom. But I feel like Greg Davis is probably too old to play that character anyway. I don't know. Because you can't recreate what Rick Mail could do. I don't think there's another Rick Mail. And you probably could say, oh, Aid Edmondson. It's like, no, Aid and Rick had very different styles of comedy. I really don't know. It needs to be someone that's just insane. I can't think of anyone that has the same level of energy as Rick Mail. If anyone else has got a suggestion, let me know. I Spelled Cheese 333. What is the best director in your opinion? I can't say objectively, because there's just so many directors out there, but I can say my favourite, possibly. My favourite is possibly... Damn it, who is it? I'm very influenced by... Yeah, Akira Kurosawa. I'm very influenced by Akira Kurosawa, so I'm probably going to go with him. His work is really rubbed off on what how I direct stuff. Evan J. Simmons, Michael Bennett was Louis in Ant-Man. That's probably all I know him from, I'm afraid. So I'll probably say that one. So Shooks Daddy, on about the film Dougal, or is there an actual American version of the TV program? So there was a French/British Magic Roundabout CGI movie that was released, and then the Weinstein Company took it, dubbed it, and like put constant dialogue and forced jokes into it, and it was called Dougal. So there's Dougal, and then there's the Magic Roundabout. Oh, Purple Boy, are you in a relationship? Nope, I've been single for 2 years now. Last relationship I was in involved some domestic abuse, so it's been very difficult to trust again, I say. Where am I? Mr. Proler, how do you feel about Supernatural? Never seen it. What is fun? What is your least favourite musical? I don't know, sorry. I really don't know. I can't think of any musicals that I disliked. Even the band musicals, I'm like, because I love my musicals. Sorry, I can't think of any. GoJafan13, when you were in Australia, do you remember seeing any of the wildlife? I was 405. I'm 30 now, so I can barely... It's a blur. I remember being stung by a jellyfish. I remember feeding burgers to some kangaroos, and that's it. It's all a bit of a blur. Mr. Burley, do you know about the SpongeBob episode Falls in April? Sounds familiar. Social Jocks Daddies. set the Godzilla film in Sheffield. Hell yes. Hell yes, with like really thick Yorkshire accents. Oh, that'd be great. Ghost from 13. Another great Herzog moment was when he got shot. I knew you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna say it. When he got shot by a hair rifle during an interview and continued on as normal. So good. For those who don't know, British film critic Mark Kermode was interviewing the German filmmaker Werner Herzog in LA, and as he was interviewing him, Herzog got shot. And Herzog just carried on the interview. And Mark was like, "Are you okay? Do we need to take you to a hospital?" I was like, "No, it's just a flesh wound." You gotta see the clip. It's so great. He's so badass. March 1998. There's a movie called Monster Brawl where classic movie monsters come together and fight in a boxing ring. What? Can you imagine if there was a movie where famous kaijus from different countries were rounded up to fight in a gladiator ring? Like, legit boxing. How have I not heard of this film? That sounds amazing. But kaijus in a gladiator ring would be pretty cool, actually. Yeah. Especially if you set it during, like, the Tokyo Olympics. Like, use the Tokyo Olympic Stadium for it. Like, kaijus took over and their way around it was, like, organising some kind of tournament. But boy, one question before I go: have you seen Has Been Hotel? If not, highly recommend. It's a dark comedy. I've seen Has Been Hotel, found it very fun. I'd say I prefer Hell of a Boss though. So short study. Make a kaiju film about calling the caterpillar for the caterpillar. No. Jamil Painter has done that. There's a British MS Paint artist who has made Cuthbert versus Colin. For those who don't know, for those of you who are not in the know, in Britain right now, there's this whole like lawsuit involving caterpillar cakes. I'm not kidding. Look into it. It's ridiculous, and some of the things around it are hilarious. Animations, Twitch. What streaming services do you have access to currently this month? Just Netflix, I think. And I'm currently on trial with BFI as well. I think that's it. I stopped taking Disney Plus this month to save some money. Grocery Fan 13. Have you ever seen Last King of Scotland? My granddad is a big fan of it. When he heard the title, he thought it would be Scottish related. I was excited as he's very proud of the Scottish heritage, but instead learnt about the fascinating dictator. Sorry if I pronounced this wrong. Idi Amin, and still had a good experience. I know of it, and I remember it coming out, but I've never seen it. I know that James McAvoy and Forrest Whitaker are in it. What is a fan? Have you seen any James Bond films? Just one, and the one nobody likes, Die Another Day. I've not seen any of the others. I've never found an excuse to. But I might start nominating it for Jambareeqi Orange. Right. Oh, what? Where am I in chat? What? Wait. Oh. Where? What? My mention of 1998. What's your opinion of the DC character Black Mask in general? I don't know about in general. I've only known him from Birds of Prey. I found him very fun, to be honest, in Birds of Prey. I found him kind of scary as well. Viva laughed at me for that. But, like, I found him kind of creepy. And just, like, I loved seeing Ewan McGregor chew the scenery as him. So, yeah, I enjoyed him. Lissy Rimsey, ideal selection of snacks/drinks for movie viewing. Ooh. Right, I would say minstrels, cookie dough bites, things like that. Those are really good for movie viewings. and pretzels. I'd say those are my 3 favourite things to have while watching a film. Yeah, or if it's a film from a different country, I tend to maybe make some food that's from that country, and it really gets me into the mood. So Shucks Daddy. Also, James Bond was originally made to be British anti-Soviet propaganda, and so many have a very chauvinistic attitude towards the global south. I'll keep that in mind. Same for Suter. What is your opinion of Rocky Horror Picture Show? I have done a podcast review of it for Church of Tim Curry a while back with Viva. I personally absolutely adore the hell out of it, and Viva hates it. It's one of the first things we talked about when we met up in London. She was like appalled that I loved Rocky Horror Picture Show. I love it to bits. I explain better why I love it in that video. Miss Broly, who is the worst Disney villain ever? It depends by what you mean by worst. I'd say off the top of my head, probably Edgar from Aristocats, because he's just so dumb. He's just so dumb. He causes a lot of his own problems, but at the same time, in hindsight, that's probably the point, because it's a comedy. March 1998, between Orm and Black Manta in Aquaman, who's your favourite villain? Orm. I barely remember what Orm was like, really. I thought Orm was kind of forgettable. Black Manta had that amazing B-movie costume with a giant head, and I was like, sold! So probably that. Probably Black Manta just because of the silly costume. Alright. I'm gonna have to head off soon, by the way, folks, so just a couple more questions. GoTram 13, the werewolf movie with Peter Sallis was called The Curse of the Werewolf. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind and let Leo know. And that's something I'll definitely do in a sec, actually, as well. Socialist York's Daddy, also a very early James Bond film, basically to have him sexually assaulting a lesbian. See, this is why I don't really get into James Bond. They've not aged well. And it's another reason why I don't want to review them, because it's like, oh, I have to cover all this, and Coach Fan 13. Speaking of werewolves, I'd like to remind you that in my graphic novel series, animals like primates and canids can become werewolves, since the werewolf is the combination of a primate and a canid wolf. And the main characters of the series will eventually become a werefox. Oh, that's sick. That's pretty cool, a werefox. I like that. I like where you're taking this. Keep going, keep going. Curse Monster, do you have a favourite political movie? I do. Oh, it's Naked Civil Servant. I think that's what it's called. Let me remember. I hope it's called that. Yeah, so The Naked Civil Servant. It is one. It's a brilliant film. It's based on an LGBT plus advocate called Crispin Freeman, absolute legend, and John Hurt plays him brilliantly, magnificently. It's a very funny film, but also very important culturally, because if it wasn't for Crispin Freeman, I wouldn't have been able to come out as bi in the UK. That's how important Crispin Freeman is, and so yeah, that's probably my favourite political film. Where am I in the chat? Goes around 13. Could Jim Carrey be Drop Dead Fred? I think he's too old now. I think he's a bit too old for it. I think Night of Jim Carrey cut off. Evan J. Sims, did Mortis abuse you again? I've not gone there. I've not gone to that side of things for ages on my channel. Oh, you're talking about my domestic abuse. Yeah, I appreciate if you didn't make jokes about that. So yeah, Cooper Dudes, sorry to hear that. I was emotionally abused by a teacher, which is a big reason I have trust issue. Very, very sorry about that. It can be really hard to overcome those kinds of traumas, especially when it's a figure that that's supposed to make you feel safe. Pitbull, can you please answer my question about Hasbro Hotel? I did. I definitely did. Like I said, I'm not going to go into intense detail. And if I don't want to answer a question, that's up to me. Okay? Cameron Blythe, if you could be an animal, what could you choose? I would be a dog. I'd be a chimpanzee. because I feel like a chimpanzee half the time. Okay, one or two more questions, then I really got to head off and carry on with my House Moving Castle review. GoJam13, a funny story of Harvey Weinstein is during a preview or something, he was eating Skittles. He's dietetic, by the way. And the guys there grabbed them out of his hand, causing them to fall onto the ground, and he knelt down and ate them off the floor. I would have thought he was really gross. He's making it even worse. I smell cheese. Why do you enjoy cheesy camping movies so much? It's hard to pin it down. But like, it's just part of me. I'm very expressive, and I'm attracted to like colourful things, happy things, joyful things, silly things. So that's why I like films that are like that. And when there's so many films that come out nowadays where it's like, we're gonna prove we're good by showing you how serious we can be, I'm like, again. There's this like aversion to humor unless you're a comedy that really frustrates me. And humor is so important to humanity. It is part of humanity, and to completely ignore its existence just takes any kind of human quality out of a film, I think. But yeah, back to the question. I just love films that embrace the silliness, that aren't ashamed of what they are. I like that. I like it a lot. The other good thing about cheesy campy films is that they take more risks. They go to places and come up with ideas where you're like, what? With most serious films, they don't do that. They stay very formulaic. But if you watch a cheesy campy film, if you watch campy trash, more likely to see something completely bonkers. Okay, one more question. I really have to go. Zelda, have you ever watched Waterboy? I have. I don't remember it very well, though. I remember enjoying it, but I don't remember much about it, and I couldn't really give a strong opinion on it. So, I'm going to head off now. Another reminder to everyone that today is the 26th birthday of my thumbnail artist and the designer of my avatar, Leo Mitchell. So, if you could make her day really special by going over to her Twitter, twitter.com/Leo Illustration, following her, or sending her a happy birthday message, possibly with a picture of an octopus, because she loves octopi, or even Doc Ock, and she loves Batwoman as well. She loves Batwoman. What I got for her birthday was, I ordered a cameo video of Vanessa Marshall wishing her happy birthday. So yeah, definitely check, go, because like, look, this is Leo's work. She's beyond underrated. Look at the stuff she can do. Look at that! I'm way too lucky to be hiring her. It's absolutely amazing, and it's shocking that not more people follow her. Look at that! Chef's kiss. Mwah! Perfect. So yeah, head over to Leo Mitchell's Twitter. Twitter.com/Leo Illustration. She frequently posts the sketches and drawings that she does. She does amazing stuff all the time. So yeah, she's incredibly underrated, and I feel like it'd be fantastic for her birthday to see her followers go up really, really high. I'd be so happy for her. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the stream, everyone. It will be archived to my second channel, Jambareeqi Highlights. And yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is. Hope you're well, hope you do well, hope you're happy.